Hey there, welcome to another episode of Moandain Designs. I'm your host Moandain. This video is part of my favorite companies series, and today we'll be talking about Capcom. Capcom was founded in Japan in 1979. It's actually the same year that I was born. It's mainly just remembered for, well, it's not in the past. Capcom still goes strong today, creating multiple games. But it's mainly remembered for series like Street Fighter, Mega Man, Resident Evil, and a few others. They've always been very strong. Even a few people have actually stated that Capcom has pioneered the fighting game market with the beginning of Street Fighter and Street Fighter 2 and so on. They've even done a lot of crossovers with X-Men vs. Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom series and stuff like that, and they've seen quite a bit of success there as well. I remember growing up, there was a bunch of companies that if their name was printed on the box, you were pretty much guaranteed that the game was going to be of a higher standard of quality. With Capcom, this was true. Back in the NES and SNES and Genesis, all the way up until the 32-bit era, Capcom basically just meant quality. Now, I haven't really been collecting as of late. I did actually drop off collecting for quite some time, and now I'm back into it and doing these YouTube videos and stuff like that for this channel, and haven't had much of a chance to really take a good look at Capcom basically since Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I did try Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It just wasn't my thing. I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. I wasn't too into that one. But as a whole, Capcom is one of my favorite, game creators. Anytime that they make something, I do throw it some attention. It is definitely worth, looking into. They're innovators. I believe they were one of the first companies to come out with combos, with hyper attacks or super attacks, and like I said, they've just been a huge innovator among the fighting game series or genre. But I mean, it's really just definitely worth going through and looking through some of their older stuff. When they didn't have a lot of money to do advertisement, and they really did rely heavily on word of mouth. And that was basically make it or break it back then. It was word of mouth. There weren't that many places where kids could actually rent video games. There was old grocery stores like Del Champs, or Rent Video was one of the ones that was in around my neighborhood, and it was a mom and pop shop. It was the name of the video store was the name of the guy who owned it, and it was just a little mom and pop place. But anytime that a Capcom game came out, either me or one of my friends that lived in the neighborhood that I used to live in growing up, we would usually buy it, and we would all come over and we'd all play it, and then usually that would generate even more sales. So it's definitely worth going through and looking at some of Capcom's older stuff, especially the Mega Man series. Now, I'm not too much of a fan of the original Mega Man, and I know there's going to be a lot of hate given to me about that. I actually prefer the Mega Man X series. It felt a little bit more fast-paced, had a little bit more polish. The games just felt better to me. But again, Capcom is one of my favorites. It's definitely worth checking out. Do look into their older stuff and just have fun. A lot of these older games are just great. Well, that's it for this episode of Moandain Designs. I'm your host, Moandain. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed making it. If you like what you see, you can support me and my channel on Patreon by clicking one of the links below. As always, please comment, like, and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.